Yes. Welcome to the Free Will Experience. I'm your host, Free Will. I'm here with my co-host, Shining Free.
Yeah, as always, love and respect. Keep elevating it, dig man. Real talk, though.
So today we want to talk a little bit about why do good men cheat?
Why do good men cheat? Why do you cheat? You need to stop cheating, dig man.
Absolutely.
Stop cheating.
Absolutely. So we just want to have a conversation about good men and why they cheat and the reasons why they cheat. So Shining Free, would you say you were a good man at one point?
Bro, I was a great man, dig man.
Right.
I was a good man that cheated in every relationship I've been in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. As do most men, right? But we're not justifying it. We want to deal with some of the reasons why, some of the root causes. So Shining Free, what would be one of those reasons why a good man would cheat?
Well, one of the number one reasons is childhood traumas.
Right.
Most of us growing up in life, we've been through some type of trauma, you dig man? And we carry this trauma with us into our adult lives, right? And we get into a relationship, and we might get into a relationship with a good individual. But because we have unhealed traumas within, we carrying pain with us, right?
Right.
This is one of the number one reason why we cheat, you dig man? Because when we do not take out the time to heal ourselves, right? Because growing up in our communities, we learn how to hustle. We learn how to get to the money. We learn how to survive. But one of the things that we never really learn to do is to heal within. So we had the bag, right? But we don't really have the healing within ourselves. So we get into a relationship with somebody good and we always cheat. But because of the traumas we going through, right? We searching for something to cope with. You dig me? Because deep down we know we feeling pain within ourselves, you dig me? But we cover up the pain and we searching for something to cope with. And one of the things that we cope with is sex and cheating. That's the number one things, you dig me?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, agreed. And what you said, the childhood trauma, right?
Yes.
It starts, young. And I think a lot of times we don't have good examples, right? So we don't have the examples that we need to have to show what a healthy relationship looks like, and if you don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, you will not conduct yourself in a healthy relationship because you won't have examples of that. So like Shining Free was saying, coming out of, the inner cities and stuff like that, and broken homes and things like that, where you were raised by a single parent or anything like that, a lot of times you didn't see healthy relationships. And for men, it's so important for you to see a healthy relationship, see what stability looks like, understanding that you don't have to lie, manipulate and things like that to make the relationship work, because that's what you've seen throughout your course of relationships, right? So I think a major thing is the upbringing. All right, what you seen as a youth in the home, as a young man, what that example of fatherhood was, what that example of a husband was in your home. And if you didn't have those examples, those healthy examples, it's going to take a while to grow into and mature into the right type of man to conduct a healthy relationship with a woman. What do you think, Shining Free?
That is so true. Like, because of the pain and the trauma that we go through, right? Sometimes we feel in life that love is pain. Love's supposed to be pain. Because,
right.
Like you just said, this is what we grew up seeing, right? Mm-hmm. We grew up seeing cheating in our households. We grew up seeing, like, fighting. We grew up seeing, like, confusion. Because even though you is a child, you soaking in all this information like a sponge, you dig, man? Like, some of the adults, they feel like the children ain't seeing what's going on because they trying to hide things from the children, right? But the kids, they know what's going on.
Absolutely.
You dig, man? And they looking at that like, okay, that look right?
Yeah.
You dig, man?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll say this, right? The reason why I say we always cope and we searching is because when you go out here and you cheating, right? Right after you cheat, right? You always try to have a conversation with the person that you cheated with. Because you searching for something.
Right.
You feel me? You searching to heal within. But we just searching the wrong way. You dig, man?
I agree. And I think also when you add another point on to why do good men cheat, sometimes it's from the relationships they had prior,
Right.
right? So you got to think about it when you went into a relationship where you weren't whole, where you weren't all the way built up, right? So obviously you picked the wrong person every time. If you're not all the way built up, you're going to pick the wrong person every time. And so now you pick this wrong person and they cheated on you as a man. Your woman, your wife, they cheated on you. Okay? And so, now you're out there because this is revenge.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right,
Revenge.
now you out there for revenge.
Yeah.
All right? And you're going to try to, to cope with that, like Shining Free, that coping mechanism is that, hey, because you were insecure, all right, during that phase of cheating, because anytime you're cheated on, it makes you feel insecure, makes you feel like you're not enough for that person, and so now you're going to go out there in an insecure state, okay, and try to sleep with as many other people as you can to cope with that feeling of insecurity that you had in that past relationship. And sometimes you can still be in that same relationship and say you forgave the person, right, but you didn't forget, and now you're out there as well, still with revenge on the mind. All right, she did this to me, so I'm gonna do this to her. What do you think about that, Shining Free?
I mean, that is a fact, you dig me? Because I seek revenge before too, you dig me? Oh, you cheated on me. I'm gonna go out there and cheat, but in the process, we hurting our own selves.
Absolutely,
you dig, man? And plenty of us cheat out there, right? And we think that we gaining revenge, but we really killing our souls.
Absolutely.
You feel, man? And some of us out here too, we cope with our traumas by using other people, you feel, man, as our emotional crutch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just using you for some sex because I don't really feel good.
Because you were giving up so much of yourself.
Right.
You were losing all your power. You were giving all your energy over to her.
Yeah.
All right. So she sucked you dry, even though you thought that you was out just having sex.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she sucked me dry, but I would say this though: she was a good woman.
Right.
That's what I'ma say. She was a good woman, right? So she seen the pain in me.
Right. Right.
You dig, man? So I wouldn't say that she was sucking me dry.
Right. But think about it, right? So
Right.
she's a good woman, and we just talking about the men here, but we need to make that point clear. She's a good woman, and we're not, saying anything, bad concerning that situation. But here's the thing, right?
Right.
So when we're talking about good, and good men, good women, right? If the sex is just sex, then we can't really say good, right?
Right. Well, I'll say on my end. On my end,
Because if you think about it, on her end, she didn't recognize well enough to see that you wouldn't have had the commitment to her that she would have needed.
yeah, she didn't recognize that because
Right.
I was a manipulator.
Right. That absolutely. And that's what we do. That's what cheating men do. They manipulate.
Yes, and plenty good women fall for.
Agree.
Most of them fall for the man who is manipulating.
Right.
You feel, man?
Agree.
Real
Agree. So,
Yeah.
and this is good women. We're talking about good women.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that she weren't good on her part. She was good, but she got manipulated by a man that wasn't in his power.
Right.
And he wasn't good, which all of us have been in that position. All right. Based on what we've seen and how we've been brought up.
Yeah.
Okay. This all goes back to childhood trauma for
Yep.
men. It's childhood trauma. Because we just talking to the men today. It's childhood trauma that create these situations. All right. And if we're not seeing anything healthy at all, as far as relationships are concerned, we're going to actually duplicate what we've seen growing up.
Facts. That is a facts. You feel, man? And most of us grew up in household that is dysfunctional, and we think it was normal. You dig, man?
Right.
So living life, this is why most of the world is in broken relationship, because we never really take out the time to heal ourselves first.
Agreed.
This should be the number one message in every communities. Heal first before anything, you dig, man?
1000%.
Because if we not heal within, then you feel me, the foundation could never come together. The foundation will always be shaky, you dig man? And we really have to build out here within first, you dig man? Real talk though.
Right, right. And so another one of the reasons that we could touch on that men actually cheat is through ego.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Our ego's so big, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of times a man wants to see, hey, do I still got it?
Yeah.
Can I get this one? Can I
Yeah,
get her
yeah,
too?
yeah.
It's ego, and that's another sign of a man not being in his power,
Yeah.
and not built up because the ego is in control. What do you say to that, Shiny Free?
I mean, that is a fact. You dig man? My ego was this high. You dig man? Like, soon as after I having sex with a female, soon as after, I say soon as after, but like when the sex is over, I always look at her and I say, how was it? You dig man? It's because I want to believe like
Right.
I'm the man. I did that. You dig man?
Right,
You feel
right.
man? But this is all ego. My ego was so big, right? I wanted to have sex with her sister, her mother, her auntie. You dig man? And we could say ego, and we could say the lack of being sexually disciplined.
Right.
You dig man? And I feel like as men and women, we should like motivate each other to be sexually disciplined. You dig man?
Right.
Like, you know how good it will feel for a woman to come to me and say, yo, bro, stop masturbating, bro. You dig me? Stop watching pornography. Preserve your sexual energy. Like, if a woman tell me that right now, bro, I'll marry her on the spot.
Right.
You feel me?
But it took time for you to get to that point.
Yes, it truly did. You feel me? It took healing. You dig me? We have to
Right.
heal all these traumas. And in order to heal all these traumas, we have to let go of all of these things that we is trying to cope with. You dig me? The drinking, the smoking, the watching pornography, masturbating, the sex, the cheating. You dig me?
Right.
Real talk though.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the ego is very, very detrimental to a healthy relationship, a productive relationship. You have to bury your ego. And in order to bury your ego, you have to build yourself up before entering into any of these relationships. And if you're already in the relationship, you need time to heal. So you need to really dive back, introspect into yourself. And for the men out here, all right, we are obligated to the young men. Okay, we got to teach the young men on what a healthy relationship looks like. And part of what that looks like is abstinence, right? Part of what that look like is preserving yourself, preserving your sexual energy, okay? Being faithful, okay? Commitment, committing to things, all right? Telling that young man that there's nothing outside of that relationship that he's in, okay? And the only way that he can get there and understand that is through sexual discipline, right? So the older men, we are committed, and obligated to the younger man to show him the way so that we can have productive relationships and we can produce, productive offspring, because if we do not sexually discipline ourselves, all right, there's no way that we can produce, an offspring and expect them to be productive and healthy in a relationship going forward.
Yeah, that is a fact. You dig man? When you speak about preserving your sexual energy, so when you preserve your sexual energy, every woman on the planet, and she could be a negative woman too, but she gonna respect you as a man. You dig man?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you preserving your sexual energy, you taking sex out of the picture. You dig man? Now you start to grow mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Everything start to heal within, right?
Right.
So this woman, she don't have no choice but to respect you. She gonna respect you by default because you gonna be able to look at her in her eyes. You dig me? You gonna be able to look at her through her soul. You dig me? Real talk though. This is how she respect you.
Absolutely.
A woman only respect a disciplined man, because a disciplined man is a man who is on his mission, who is building. You dig me? Like when you is sexually disciplined, nothing can stop you. You dig me? You going to the top. You dig me? Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and you building. You feel me? You building.
Right.
And she gonna respect you. You dig me? Because she know that sex cannot move you. alcohol, drinking, smoking, all the things that you cope with. Once you heal from these things cannot move you, you dig, man? So the only thing left is for you to elevate. Real talk, though.
Yeah.
Real talk.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And any man that's cheating is a weak man.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
So any man stepping outside of his marriage or relationship that he's committed into, he's a weak man.
Yeah.
All right. And for you women out there, you have to allow that man to build back up. Okay, he has to build back up, and if he's incapable of doing that with you, then you got to exit from that situation until he's able to do that, and commit to you. So any man cheating is a weak man, and we're here to give the reasons why. We gave a few reasons why, to have an understanding to why, and hopefully this can help the men heal. All right, and if the man is healing, he can be better for that woman that he's with. Plus, spiritually, he could connect, with the Most High.
Right, that is a facts. And when people out here is having sex, you is having physical sex. We supposed to be having spiritual intimacy. We really supposed to be only having sex when we is procreating, you dig, man?
Right.
And I love all the women out there, dig, man, but plenty women out here, you have to preserve your sex also, you dig, man? Because plenty men out here is cheating because sex is easily available.
Absolutely.
You could go to the grocery store right now and get some sex off at the shelf, you dig, man? So for the empress them out there, you have to preserve your sex and encourage men to be sexually disciplined.
Yep.
Because you is powerful, you dig, man. Most men out here, they listen to you. They gonna listen to you before they listen to us, you dig, man. Real talk, though.
The women are in a powerful state, and Shining Free, you made a great point of the woman preserving yourself, which would change the dynamics overnight. All right, because the men can get sex so easily, they're not being held accountable to anything.
Right.
They're not being held accountable. So women, empresses, we need to hold the men accountable. All right, and then men, we need to build ourselves up and hold ourselves accountable to the youth, to the young men. And if we do these things, we could get back in line. All right, the alignment will be there. But that's the message that we have for you guys today. Shining Free, any last thoughts?
Yes, celibacy, preserving your sexual energy will build you up, you dig, man? Like mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally.